What's going on YouTube? I'm your man Sergeant J-Max, and with me is Sergeant Jerome, and welcome back to the channel. Say what's up, Sergeant. Today guys, I'm going to do a follow-up video on a video that we posted a couple days ago about everyday carry bags. Now, in the previous video, I talked about the differences between the fanny pack and the chest rig. The chest rig being the one that I like for everyday concealed carry, more so than the fanny pack just because of the convenience. I don't like having the bag right here. It's kind of uncomfortable sitting down with it. Have to take it off, getting in and out of the car. Some of the things I talked about in the other video. I did talk about one of the bags in the video that I liked, but it was a fanny pack at the time, and it was the Gunslinger bag by Grab Bag Gear. So here recently, I've made a couple of changes to the bag to make it suit my needs a little bit more. But I also wanted to introduce you to Honey. Honey is my hellcatpro. This is my everyday carry gun. I was waiting for my concealed carry license to come in the mail. Came a couple of days after I made the video, so I wanted to go ahead and do an update on the video so that I can show you guys the changes that I made to the bag. I also got the holster that I told you about I was waiting for in the mail. I think it got delayed because of the weather, some kind of crazy stuff like that. But just wanted to introduce you guys to Honey. She's my hellcatpro, as I mentioned before, and go ahead and show you what she's all about. So previously I had mentioned that I purchased this gun. I got it last year, I think, probably around September or October. I did get it with the Gear Up package, so it came with the red dot. It also came with 3 additional magazines. It came with the what do you call it? The range bag, and then the little pistol bag that the gun goes in. I have made a couple of upgrades to the gun. Obviously, I put the TLR 7X sub light on it because I feel like, you know, your everyday carry or your concealed carry weapon should have a light on it, because a lot of times bad things happen at night or happen in the dark, whether your house gets broken into or you get held up at a convenience store, something of that nature. The light can be a deterrent, and it can also kind of hopefully put you in a situation where maybe you don't have to use the weapon in a way that could hurt somebody really bad. I also upgraded the barrel. I went with the Zafiri Precision twisted barrel. I do like this one because it has the flush mounted crown. And then the other change that I made, and just so that everybody knows, the gun is clear, there's no bullet in the chamber, no magazine. I also put the gas pedal on here. Now this one folds down and pops back into place. I'm sure you guys know about that because, again, this is not a new product. It is by Black Steel. It's the gas pedal, but this is the number 3 position. So I ended up picking this up because it does give me a little bit better recoil management. And again, recoil management should be something that you can figure out how to mitigate with your grip. But again, this gives me a little bit better purchase as far as my grip is concerned. I'll show you guys how my hand fits on the gun. But everything else about the gun is pretty much stock. Still got the same stock trigger. Like I said, the only upgrades that I made was the barrel and the gas pedal. Now, in order to get the barrel in the gun, I did have to remove the loaded chamber indicator. So there is a little bit of a gap right here. But I can look down and see, without having to do a press check, that the gun is loaded. And the only other bad thing about it is that when I do shoot, when I take it to the range, sometimes I get a little blowback on the glass of the optic here. Other than that, everything looks great. This is how my grip looks on the gun, and as you can tell, you know, the gas pedal really helps me keep it flat. So again, this is an update to the video that I did before. I actually did an upgrade to the grab bag gear that I had, so let's get into that. Now, as I mentioned before, the grab bag gear was a fanny pack. And as you can see, I did leave the two attachments on the side. But what I did was I took another bag that I had and I added some straps to it and I turned it into a chest rig. So this is how it fits now. And I got these quick release tabs from another bag that I ended up buying just for the sole purpose of attaching them to this particular bag. Fortunately, my daughter is a seamstress, so I didn't have to take it to a seamstress to get it altered, and I didn't have to pay anything. So this is kind of like a trial and error type of thing with this bag, I guess. Hope it doesn't really mess with the microphone too much. But as you can see now, it fits more like a chest rig, whereas before it was kind of at a downward angle or a sideways angle. When I had the bag before and when I did the first original video, I didn't have the holster. So now I've got the holster. I can show you guys how that works. So I did finally get my holster from Crossbreed Holsters, and you can see that honey fits in there real nice and snug. And of course it's not loaded, but usually, you know, as you're reholstering your gun, you should be putting your thumb on the back tab. Oh, the other upgrade that I did, I mentioned, or I didn't mention, but the unit that I was with in the Army, our mascot was the Punisher. So I don't know if you can see it, but I changed the back plate, and I got that from NDZ Designs or something or other. It's aluminum, but yeah, it's got the little Punisher logo. But anyway, honey fits in her holster real nice. I've got the extra little hook and loop closure that I've got for the magazine here. And as I mentioned before, you can fit other things in here. Kind of depends on the orientation of how you have the gun, but it still closes up real nice. And again, I've got the pockets here. I've got these two little pockets on the side. This is my little flashlight that I picked up from Lone Survivalist. They had a little special, I want to say it was $10 plus shipping and handling. So it's a super cool little light. It's got a magnetic base on the end here, but it's really super bright. And it's got 4 different modes, so it goes super bright. And it fits in the little side pocket right over here, as I mentioned before. And it's got the little hook on it, so you don't stick it all the way down in there and it gets lost. And then you've got the front pocket here. You can put your keys in. I got the car keys. I've got my wallet. I've got my tactical pen. It does work. It's got a little roll out little feature for the ink portion to come out. As I mentioned before, it's got the little glass breaker tip on it. So if you got to break a window for any reason to help somebody get out of a stuck car, it's got that. I've got my knife here. It's got a seatbelt cutter on it, another glass breaker tip just in case for whatever reason I took my pen out of my pocket. And then it's got the flip open blade, and I keep that usually. Most of the time I just use it to open boxes or mail, things like that, which most people do anyway. And then I've also got my little, these are not AirPods, but they're the JVC brand. They work just like AirPods. They hook up to my phone, and I can listen to music while I'm at the gym, or I can use it when I'm, you know, talking hands-free when I'm at work walking around. But as you can see, the bag sits up pretty nice, you know. Still got a good area that I can reach into and grab my weapon very quickly if I need to. Closes up real nice. And then as I mentioned before, there's a pocket on the inside back here that I can put my phone in, and everything is very functional. So like I said, everything fits in here real nice. There's a couple little pockets in here, so I just put the knife back in, and then I can also put the pen in here. I can put my keys. I put my headphones in here. I put my keys in here. Zip it up, and everything fits back in here real nice. Now I do like this much better because again, I'm not a big fanny pack kind of guy. I didn't have to worry about, and I don't have to worry about taking the bag on and off when I get in the car. And the other downside to wearing a fanny pack, as I mentioned, is that you know, it's going across your body in some kind of crazy way. So I don't have to worry about adjusting it or anything like that. I do have it pretty close to my body. So even if I move forward, it stays right here. And again, got the quick access. And if I need to draw my weapon, it's right there. The other cool thing about this holster, of course, is hook and loop. So I can stick it in here. I've got it, you know, fit in here pretty well. Again, I've got the magazine here. I can throw a tourniquet or anything else in there and it closes up real nice. Sergeant O, what you think about how the bag looks now? Pretty clean, right? Yeah, man, we're gonna have to get you one too. Anyway, folks, I just wanted to do a quick update to my everyday carry bag. Again, I've turned the grab bag gear into a chest rig so that it's more functional for me. You don't have to do this, but this is something that I wanted to do just to see if it would work out better for me, because again, I did order it and come up with the idea of turning it into a chest rig because I prefer the chest rig over the fanny pack. It's also got the quick release tabs up here, so in case I want to take it off up here. And then as you can see, the straps crisscross in the back, so it's super comfortable. I can wear it all day. I've worn it to the gym a few times. It's not, you know, it doesn't feel weighted down with the gun inside. I don't have the magazine loaded into the pistol at this point, but it's not that much heavier with the magazine, with the full magazine in the pistol, and then the other magazine that I carry as a backup. So yeah, man, I hope the guys at Grab Bag Gear, I hope they don't get mad at me for altering their bag. But again, I wanted to make it more functional for me, and I wanted to get some use out of it, because again, this bag was $130 by itself. Now, it was $130. As I mentioned in the previous video, I bought the smaller bag, which is the Marshall. I contacted them and I let them know, hey, I feel like the bag is too small. I actually wanted to return the bag, but they kind of was like, well, you know, we can send you out the bigger one. You can see how that looks. And what I really only ended up paying for this bag was about $8 between the difference between this bag and the Marshall. And I think I just paid shipping and handling, maybe a little bit of the fees that was left over for this bag. So all in all, I paid probably about $128 for the bag. But the holster was another, I want to say 50 or 60 bucks. And, you know, once I got that and I was able to put it into the bag and make everything work, I came up with the idea that, hey, let me go ahead and see if I can fix these straps on here now. You know, they look a little bit too close, but I like the way that it fits. Fits just fine whether I'm wearing a hoodie or a jacket. It doesn't really get that cold in California, in my opinion, in the wintertime anyway, so I don't really wear big heavy coats when I'm going out and about. Usually a hoodie and a nice light to medium windbreaker is something that I'll wear. But yeah, everything fits together real nice. The other good thing about this bag is that I can, and everybody should, take the gun to the range with your carry bag or holster, however you decide to do it, and practice your draws with the gun and how you're drawing from your holster. And as I mentioned before, I'm sitting down, so if I was, you know, appendix carrying, the gun would be like here. I'd have to take it out so I could sit down and be comfortable, or, you know, on the back or on the side, you know, same functionality that an actual chest rig that was designed to be a chest rig performs. So this one performs just like that for me. And yeah, man, like I said, I just wanted to give you guys an update, introduce you to Honey, and let you know that she fits in here real well with me, goes everywhere with me at this point. I do have a couple of other pistols that I have on my CCW, but again, one of them being the SIG X Macro that I have. Don't want to have to carry that one if I don't have to, because again, if I ever do have to use it for whatever reason. That's a very expensive gun that I don't want to have to give up to the police. So Honey here fits the bill. I do take her to the range. I take this bag with me to the range and I practice my draws and everything like that. So that's one suggestion that I would make for everybody. Get out there and practice your draws. Even if you do dry fire at home, which is another good little technique and way to practice that you should be using. I'll do another video about the equipment I use for my dry fire drills at home. It's an easy way to save money on ammo, targets, gas, driving back and forth to the range, whatever range fees you might have to pay to use the range. But again, this is my grab bag gear chest rig that I altered for my own personal use. Sergeant Janome, you got anything else to add? No? Just a salute? All right. Once again, guys, I just wanted to do an update on the grab bag gear chest rig that I converted. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up, comment, share, like, and subscribe to the video. And we'll see you guys again with another video. May God bless America. May God bless all of you. Sergeant J-Max, Sergeant Janome, and we out.